We must spend 95% of our time as a family in this area of the house now, whereas previously we would have probably spent 2% of our time in what old formal dining rooms. So it has undoubtedly changed the way that we live and interact, doesn't it? Definitely.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Kathie, this is my husband Ron. We live here in Whitley Bay in beautiful northeast England with our 2 girls and our 2 cats. We first moved into the house about 4.5 years ago, and it was a lovely house right near the seafront, but it needed a bit of an upgrade. We'd got a young growing family.
We always knew that when we first moved into the house that the one bit that wasn't how we really wanted it was the old dining area and the existing kitchen. And we've been in other people's houses and seen the modern way to live where you have a kitchen dining area and knock through. So we knew we needed not just a new kitchen but a significant bit of building work.
When we went into the showroom and sat down with Melody, we had our architect's plans in terms of the space. We'd never chosen a kitchen before, a brand new kitchen, so we weren't 100% sure where to start, although we had an idea of what we wanted.
I remember walking around the showroom and it was so new and there was so many ranges and colours, thinking, oh, we're never going to be able to narrow down what we want, we're going to be spoiled for choice and it's going to get confusing. But actually within about an hour, sitting down, we'd quite quickly start to get to the options that we knew was close to what we wanted really quickly. I was certainly really impressed with the Wren showroom experience from the point of view of it had lots of colours and lots of great ranges and it looked beautiful, but I remember some of the real practical things. I remember Melody taking me around the back and showing me the cupboard depth and how the standard plate size was different to some of the competitors out there, and that really, it sounds daft, but that little point kind of stuck in my mind as something really practical that I knew would be important for her.
I think what really helped was when we had an idea of which units we wanted to go with, Melody gave us some samples to bring home so we could see them in the light, because you can never quite truly imagine it, or I can't, some people can, but I can't really imagine it until I'm holding it and seeing it in the space where it's going to be. So that made a massive difference to us, I think.
And we knew from early on that, well, you knew in particular, that you really wanted a quite unique colour for the theme of the kitchen that you were trying to achieve, and there was only really Wren had that ability to give you what you wanted in terms of the range and the colour.
My dream was always to have a shiny white work surface. I literally, that was the one absolute thing I was obsessed with. And when you first went in the Wren showroom, the first thing we saw was an enormous island with the quartz, do you remember?
That's right,
Sparkling away, it was the exact same one. And so as soon as I saw that, I knew that was what we wanted.
Wren from the outset, from not just the original designs, they came in measured. When the old dining room was there, they came and done a measure before any building work had done. They then came back at least another twice to check almost millimetre precision that things like the units were going to fit, that things like the ovens were going to fit in the chimney breast, and it all just worked really well. So what was a lot of a concern, I think, for both of us was just handled really well. The communication from Wren, right from first visit in the showroom through to delivery, was excellent. There was a mixture of text messaging, emails, phone calls. We were fully informed really at every step, weren't we?
The delivery was really smooth. I knew exactly what time to expect them. I had a phone call when they were just half an hour away.
The communication was excellent.
And I was just home on my own, so I was obviously a bit worried about, well, where will it go and how will they kind of arrange it and will they need help, but it was just seamless. So we've got 2 girls who are 12 and a half and 10.
The girls were really impressed from going, I think when we said, we're going to go and look at kitchens, I think understandably they probably thought, oh, great. But when they went in Wren and saw some of the exciting ranges and colours and stuff, and then they went upstairs and they were interested for about 20 minutes, and then I think there was a little games machine and they went off and played on that, and they were quite happy while we had a coffee and worked out the details really.
It felt very relaxed. It was easy to take them in because they could wander off and have a look and come back with their ideas, and then they could also go off and have a play. And they absolutely love spending time in the kitchen now. They love baking. And Then they love showing it off as well. They love inviting their friends around and having pizza around the island. They just think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I know one of Eileen's friends said, "Oh, I love your kitchen. It's the best kitchen we've ever seen."
So it's a really nice space that they can enjoy as well as us. We spend all of our time in the kitchen now. It's such a lovely space. It's really light and bright. There's lots of space for the kids to do the homework and chat, and when Ron's cooking and we sit in here and watch the TV. So it's just made a massive difference to how social we can be as a family.
Yeah, it's changed the way we live and eat, hasn't it? I mean, we had people around on New Year's Eve for like a bit of a party and drinks, and there's about 10, wasn't there? They all stayed in this room and just chatting around the cooker and stuff, and it was lovely. Yeah, you're right.
Really